Hey guys, how's it going? So today it is raining in Georgia as I'm working on my ebook and on my pitch deck. Don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention behind, to the man behind the screen. I don't know why I got a little bump right there on my nose. I don't normally get little bumps, but now today I have. But anyway, let's see. So so as I was working on the ebook, I started going through some of my email archives, and I wanted to share just a few things. I probably will put some of these links as I come up with things. I figured it'd be a lot easier actually than putting like inserts and stuff. I might still put inserts, but also links to videos of what happened back in the day, my process, and how it still applies to how you would work, your work ethic and how you would cultivate your article writing for 2026, even if you're using AI. So I'm going to go share my screen. All right. So I'm going to go look for, hold on. So we're going to go look for articles and beyond, articles and beyond Arcana. Arcana is the main person I was working with, the main editor I was working with, his name is Arcana. Arcana. Oh, well, it might help if I spell article and beyond, right? Arcana. All right. Ugh. Y'all give me a second. Okay. So I go down, and one thing I noticed is my career has really spanned a lot longer than I even thought about. Some of the articles and some of these things go back as far as 2009. So let me go back to, yeah. So the Yolanta project. All right, and look at this, 24 articles due. So this one, attached are two stories from the Yolanta website. Here are their requirements. This was February 2nd, 2009. I do believe I worked for Articles and Beyond for about 2 years because 2009 all the way to 2000. Yeah. The article should be between 600 and 700 words. This is not for PR purposes, so the content should be more descriptive, relevant to art, some professional talk. So what they're going to do, and this is why it's so important not to just use AI when you are writing stuff, even today, is that you have to be someone who understands how to incorporate different styles, different voices. And again, that almost there's a bit of psychological profiling that comes with this. Like, for example, if you're writing for a lifestyle blog, well, if that, what do you mean by lifestyle? What kind of lifestyle? If this is a jet set lifestyle and it's jewelry and cars, well, what do those people like? Well, they like Rolexes and they like whatever. So when you talk about those things, you're not talking about going to eat at McDonald's. You're definitely not going to be talking about, uh, you know, uh, you're going to talk about yachts, that kind of thing. And then you also get these types of things here. And then panic appearance. What is this? Is this what I wrote? Okay, so these were things I had to actually edit and that kind of thing, right? So, God, I don't remember this stuff. It's such a long time ago, but the Grand Creator, so I had to also edit that as well. See, these were reference docs to give me an idea. And the thing that, is it Easter? Da, da, da. I write an article for each story. So this was my brief. You get briefs, client briefs, and then you get the turnaround, how long you should, take or whatever. Generally, for 600, 1,500 words, I would give it 3 to 5 days. Because I wanted to really, I mean, some people don't let you take that long. They gave me that because I was always very professional and it always came back polished. So they gave me the time, right? Let's go back. Wait a minute. Let's use what's that? Contact at Articles and Beyond to find more at Art and Beyond. com to see if I can find more stuff. Contact, not contacts. Okay, so let's go back here. Yeah, I worked for a good bit, a good long time for them. It didn't feel like it was that long. Hold on. And that was just one. I was working for Kim Stewart. Kept saying Kim McGill. That was her, I guess, pre-married name. Her married name is Stewart now. Hold on. So let's go all the way down here. Yeah, I worked a good long time with them. Um, Give me a second. Oh, come on. So I'm gonna look for things where I had to do stories for the Alanta website. I want to find something that's not the our Alanta website. I want to find which one's this one? 600. Hello, Alicia. This one will hopefully be one of many orders from this client. She wants the content written in the following format with a focus on U.S. audiences. I have attached an article that she wrote herself so you can see what kind of writing she's looking for. So this is about debt collecting. Is this title bankruptcy lawyers? So this is about bankruptcy lawyers. And again, and I can't stress this enough. You can't rely on AI to do everything in situations where you're getting these kinds of briefs. It may be able to kind of get the voice you're looking for, but because some of these briefs are so specific, it'll hit close. So it takes a little bit of understanding some aspects of writing and writing rules to be able to do this and to make consistent income. So don't shortcut it. Even if they give you the ability to use AI, don't shortcut it. The best way to do it and to also not end up in trouble for potentially plagiarizing is to write the base uh, article yourself first, and then you can pull in the AI to tighten it, check for typos and stuff. But please don't let AI write your entire article because you're probably more than likely aren't going to be able to get that voice. And when you submit that to somebody like Articles and Beyond, and they see that, you're not going to get any more work. Keep your work authentic. All right. Let's see if I can find something else here. But again, I just wanted to go through this and just show you an example of the kinds of work briefs you might get. Um, do, 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 do. Oh, wow, 2008, 2009. For do I have has attachment? Let's find out. The attachments will be my work. So I wanted to see if okay, here's the problem. I'm trying to find an example of something I turned around. This would have been 2000. Wow. Again, it's been a while. I didn't realize I worked this long for these people. Oh, this is when I sent pictures of my little babies. That was a right. Look how little he was. He's my boy. Look how tiny. Now she's wearing little like yeah, outfits and stuff. Yeah. Not, it's not bad. She's wearing these cute outfits. But yeah. It's so big now. She's in school. She's making the president's list. I'm so proud of her. She's a smart baby girl. So yeah, I sent this is around the time when I'd had him and I got sent money for them and stuff. It was just the sweetest thing. Uh, has attachment. Let's try. Before I get off of here, I'm gonna get off here, but I just wanted to find one where I sent them. And if you see here, you see Kim Stewart and all the stuff. Because again, I had several different people to work for at the time. And that's how you make the bulk of your money, especially for what I call bulk content, which pays decent but isn't a ton. So if you have three clients that like with Kim Stewart, I would get a $2,500 advance because I was doing website content. But on top of that, doing bulk work for Articles and Beyond, doing bulk work for light stream marketing, I made pretty good money. You have to be able to diversify. You got to be able to understand how to copy voice in a way that sounds authentic. Like if a client has a particular voice, especially on a website, you gotta be able to mimic that voice. And I'm sorry to tell you that AI is not gonna be able to do that. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Has attachment. Is this it? All right, this is it. So these are 200 for two. This was real estate. Again, not sexy, but it was fun. So, oh, we'll pull that over here. You can see it. Zip folder. Mozilla Real Estate. So these were the articles I wrote. They were 250 word articles. And it was about a place, did like real estate and nightlife and all this stuff. This was for someone who was selling vacations. Let's see. Restaurants. Let's look at this one. Come on, come on. Okay, it looks like I'm probably gonna have to pull this on the desktop to open it. Oh, I see. This is Word. Jesus. Ah, come on, just open. Oh, you suck. Yeah, I don't have Word anymore. I may have to pull this into Google. I hope not. Let me see if I can open it another way. Ah, all right. I'm gonna have to pull this into Google. All right, let's do Google. Open. Oh, all right. All right. So this was a 250 word, these were 250 word articles. It doesn't matter if you go too far, like 265 is fine. But if you get briefs that say 250 words, try to get as close to 250 words as possible. 300 words, no. Not only is it bad and it's not what they asked for, but you're actually hurting yourself because generally a lot of these things are let's see, there a lot of these are per like you can make between 10, 20, 30, sometimes 50 cents a word on some of these things. So you're actually shortchanging yourself the more that you write over what's in the brief. So the keywords here were medical facilities and because these were SEO marketing articles. Medical facilities in Manzanillo, real estate in Manzanillo, videos of Manzanillo, and you try to use these words as organically. You don't try to make it sound keyword stuff. It puts people off. You try to make it sound as natural as you can, but the keyword has to be exactly as shown here to work in SEO. From the picturesque views found within the walls of Casa Esmeralda, because again, I had to do research on these places, to the enchanting loveliness of Dolce Suenos, there is no lack of real estate in Monsanto for vacationers with discriminating taste. Right. So, again, I did this in bulk. I made pretty decent money with the Manzanillo, if I'm saying that right, project. But yeah, I wanted to give you an idea of what the briefs look like, what's expected, and to also solidify. Don't overwrite your briefs because you're shortchanging yourself. And more than likely, your editor is going to send it back to you and say, you got too many words in this. And then you're wasting your time. Try to keep it as close to 250, 300, 500, whatever the brief says, right? Uh, Stop sharing. So anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to share that my articles beyond. I might also do some videos on the briefs I did with um, Kim Stewart, the briefs I did with Lightstream Marketing, the stuff I did with Coverfly when I was doing coverage for major and indie studios. And coverage is a whole different thing all in and of itself, the way that you do it. Coverage, for those who don't understand, coverage is if a screenplay comes to an agent, they're going to give it to an intern or to a coverage facility. And we look at it and we go, pass, recommend, or we accept basically, and basically it gives the studio an idea of the quality of the script. But even if we said, hey, we recommend this, pass, consider, recommend, even if we say to recommend this, it doesn't necessarily mean the film is going to get made. There were a couple of films I loved loved, and I would have loved to see, like, I thought these were Oscar worthy, and I put those as recommend, and those films never got made. 1% of the films that we get, um, there was one by, it was called Honey Boy. It was originally called Stamen. Forget the actor. He submitted that several times. It got tons of coverage before it finally got to Slate. Okay. So yeah, I worked for 7 years for a coverage firm. They were We Screenplay, and then they also got affiliated with Coverfly and Screencraft within that 7 year period. Now those coverage companies are no longer around, but I formed a lot of good friendships with writers and producers and things during that time, and I really deeply enjoyed it. And that goes back again to diversifying what you do as a writer to make money as a writer. But anyway, I hope that you guys found this a little enlightening. Again, I'll do that again with the light stream, and because those are the places I work the longest. Coverfly, Screencraft, We Screenplay, Live Stream Marketing, Articles and Beyond, and Kim McGill Designs. All of those were the ones I worked for the longest and made the most money at. So those are the ones I'm going to probably use as reference for examples of what I did during that period of time. Anyway, I hope this finds you well. And if it's raining where you are, I don't know, stand or get an umbrella. Oh, love you guys. And till next time. Why? Yes. I don't know where to go with this thing to turn this thing on. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go.